I thought that we had sort of had foreigners, immigrants, refugees coming to our country now for decades, and I thought we had passed that idea that we are very different. I'm surprised to see that these situations still happen in Norway. Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Hip Hop Saves Lives TV. I'm your host, the Brooklyn Globetrotter. Shout out to my business partner, PeaceTones. And this episode 4, we are going back to Norway, a project that I did this summer, this July 2023. Shout out to Ingvild for inviting me up to Finnsnes, Norway. And they did a song called Culture is Cool. I believe Kultur er kult in Norwegian. But the idea behind the song was the social issue that the kids wanted to talk about was slight, subtle discrimination that kids who don't look Norwegian experience. There was an African guy, I believe he was from the Congo, that had lived there for 11 years, learned the language, learned the culture. There was also a young lady who I believe was born and raised in Norway, but her mother was Filipino. So she looked different. The food that she brought to school was different. The way she dressed might be different, or the culture in her home was different. And they talked about the subtle racisms or the subtle racism or just slight discrimination that they went through. Me being a Black American coming from the United States, I'm like, wow, this is nothing. This is great. But if this is all you know, then it affects you differently. If you can't compare that to police brutality, mass incarceration, or compare it to like slavery or Jim Crow, it affects you different because that's all you know. So I had to put aside what I've experienced as a Black American and what I know my ancestors experienced and look just in a micro way of like, if this is the only discrimination and racism that you experience, sure, it's going to affect you a lot more. So these are snippets from their interviews as they tell their story and share their experiences, and this is why they created the song Culture is Cool, to help spread the word across Norway that accept things that are different from you, people that look different from you, that eat different foods and have different ways of life. You know, shout out to all the young people in Finnsnes that were part of this project. Culture is Cool, Kultur er kult. Hip Hop Saves Lives, Finnsnes, Norway, PeaceTones. Let's go. So, sir, as a local Norwegian, have you seen any type of, like, I guess, slight, subtle discrimination against people that look different?
I've seen that a lot of new students that don't speak Norwegian, people kind of take advantage of that and not really poke fun, but like try to have conversations with them, even though they know that they don't understand them and stuff like that, and kind of laughing a little bit. And yeah.
If a kid don't know the Norwegian language, some kids would like teach them words which was like not right at all, and then the kids would go like swearing, and even though they didn't know they were swearing and stuff. So yeah, it's like subtle things and like big things that's happening.
Have you seen anything like that in school?
Yeah, basically every day. But something is like not as big as others, and yeah, quite not everybody realizes it. So yeah.
So are there in the school that you go to, how many kids that look non-Norwegian do you think are in your school?
Ooh, it's a lot. Yeah, but it's mostly the first grades and the people that are smaller. And yeah.
Okay. And have you seen any type of subtle discrimination?
No, not that I know from now, but before it was a really racist teacher at a school. Yeah, she was she was not.
She was not nice.
No.
So this scene again was based on actual experiences that you've had.
Like an idea.
An idea.
Of it, yeah.
Yeah. And you said that you work at a school now, and you see some of these situations still happen today.
It's like some of the non-Norwegian kids, like their schoolwork or just being at the school is kind of hard for them. Yeah, some of them are not even in class, they're not attending school, but they're at school.
Right.
Yeah.
So Lynn, you played a non-Norwegian student here today. Just based on the character you played, how realistic is that in Norwegian school?
I would say very realistic, but not for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's because you were born here and you grew up with the language.
Yes.
So was there anything that you did experience as you know, looking different from traditional Norwegians?
Not in everyday basis, but maybe from the food I took with me from home to school, and maybe the clothes I wore, and that my culture at home was very different from the other classmates. Yes.
Okay.
I think it's so important to make people aware that this is happening, even though it's not everybody, even though it's hard to catch on because it's so hidden.
Right, it's very subtle.
Mm-hmm.